Hello dear students, welcome to the YouTube channel of Konar Classes. Today we are going to discuss how to find the values of trigonometric functions of any angles, relatively larger angles, more than the angles of 90 degree. So this kind of questions I get for many students, those who just passed out of class 10 and in class 11, that how to find the values of the trigonometric functions when the angles are relatively larger, like 315 degree, 7, for example, what is the value of 300 and sine 315 degree, tan 780 degree, cosec 1200 degree. We will see that finding values of these trigonometric functions of large angles are very easy, very simple. You just need to spend few minutes. Okay. Now let us go back to our basics. What we have learned earlier. If you have a right angle triangle, okay. Suppose this is a right angle triangle A, B, C. Now in this right angle triangle, that angle C is the right angle, and suppose this angle is theta. What you know, what is the value of sine theta? The value of sine theta is equal to BC by AB. BC by AB. What is the value of cos theta? Cos theta is that base by hypotenuse, that is CA by AB. CA by AB. And what is the value of tan theta? That is equal to that perpendicular, that is BC by CA. Okay, BC by CA. These are the very fundamental things we have learned in the basics of trigonometry. Now the moment we see that sine theta is equal to BC by AB, then its reciprocal, that is cosec theta, is equal to, so let me write it here, that value of cosec theta is equal to 1 by sine theta. Cosec theta is equal to, I can write it here, is that 1 by sine theta. That is, it should be AB by BC. So this implies, sec theta, that is equal to 1 by cos theta. So what it will be? It will be AB by CA. It will be AB divided by CA. So in sine theta, it will be AB divided by BC. Now tan theta, that implies that cot theta, that is equal to 1 by tan theta, and that is should be equal to CA by BC. Okay, so these are the 6 trigonometric ratios. Why I use the word ratio, dear students? Because it is the ratio of the length of two sides of a right angle triangle. Sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cosec theta, sec theta, cot theta. So that means, now one thing we can also find it out, tan theta, that is equal to, that we know BC by CA, right? So what we can write is that instead of BC by CA, we can write BC by AB divided by CA by AB. So that means both numerator and denominator we divided by AB. And how we are able to divide by AB? Because it is not equal to 0. AB is the length of a side, it cannot be equal to 0. So we are able to divide. So now BC by AB means what? BC by AB means it is sine theta, and CA by AB, that is equal to cos theta. So tan theta is equal to sine theta by cos theta. Now think about any angle which is less than 90 degrees given to you, and you have been asked to find the value of sine, cosine, tan, cot, cosec, sec of that angle. You can find it very easily. How? Suppose someone is asking you, okay, find the value of sine, find the value of sine, 86 degree. Suppose that you have been asked to find the value of sine 86 degree. Very easy. The moment this angle, what has been asked, that 86, what about that angle? If it is less than 90 degree, very easy. How? We can always construct a right angle triangle with one angle 86 degree, correct? So this angle we can consider as 86 degree, though it is much lesser than 86. So you can consider a triangle something like this. Okay, so 86 will be something like this, very near to. This is 90 degree. So if this angle is 86 degree, okay, sine. So if we consider this triangle, if we name this triangle is that ABC, you can always this right angle triangle with one angle is 86 degree, and you can measure this length. Then what will be sine 86 degree? That is equal to BC by AB, correct or not? You know what is the value of BC because you only constructed that right angle triangle. So you can measure what is BC and then what is AB. You make BC by AB, and that is the value of sine 86 degree. So dear students, any angle which is less than 90 degree or equal to 90 degree, you can find it out, okay, by means of this principle. Also at the same time, I just recap this one, the values whatever you have learned in the in your previous session, that some major acute angles values, that is 0 degree, then 30 degree, then 45 degree, then 60 degree and 90 degree. So we are going to just have a quick look into these values of the trigonometric ratios of these acute angles, okay? And those who are not able to recall, I can tell you a technique by which just by remembering only one value set you can do the others, okay? So what is this? So first I want to do for sine, okay? So sine 0 degree. So sine, I am writing it here, sine 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. So these major angles values of trigonometric ratios you need to remember. So what is the value of sine 0 degree? Is 0. Sine 30 degree is equal to 1 by 2. Sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2. Sine 60 degree is equal to root 3 by 2. And sine 90 degree is equal to 1. Only these set of values you need to remember. Rest you can do it very easily. If you are not able to remember, you can do it very easily. I repeat once more. For this angle 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, you just need to remember for the one, that is sine. So then how you can find for cos? Very easy. So what we will do, dear students, for the cos is that we will just reverse this order. The way you see the sign, it's written, you just reverse. That means you just start writing 1, that 1 is kept here. Then root 3 by 2 will be placed here. That is root 3 divided by 2. Then 1 by root 2 is will be in the same place of 1 by root 2. Then 1 by 2 will come here as 1 by 2 and 0 will come here as 0. See, if you look, the way I wrote sine, the cos is actually written in the reverse order. Done. So if you remember 1, you can do the cos, just reverse it, cos is done. Then what will be tan? We just learned that earlier also you have learned, not just, tan is equal to sine by cos. So what we can do is that you can make 0 by 1, that is 0. So sine by cos, no? 0 by 1, 0. Tan 30 is equal to 1 by 2 by root 3 by 2, that means 1 by root 3. Okay. And tan 45 degree is equal to 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2, that is equal to 1. Tan 60 degree is equal to root 3 by 2 by 1 by 2, that is equal to root 3. And tan 90 degree is equal to 1 by 0, that is undefined. Okay, something divided by 0 is undefined. So this is the way you can remember these values. Now how to find the value of cosec? No issue, just make the reciprocal of sine. What is the value of cosec 30? It is a reciprocal of sine 30. That means 1 by sine 30. What is sine 30? 1 by 2. So 1 by 1 by 2 is 2. In that way you can find the values of any trigonometric ratios of these angles if you just remember 1. But point is not that. I just give you the background which you already aware of. Now what we are going to discuss is that how to find the values of trigonometric functions of these relatively larger angles. So here it is not trigonometric ratios, here it is trigonometric functions. How we are going to find it out? Let's see. For that you just need to have two extra information. The first extra information is called the co-function. Okay, what is co-function? Let me tell you. Co-function. Okay, so sine, its co-function is cos. Sine's co-function is cos, remember it. So cos's co-function will be sine. Okay, tan, its co-function is cot, and cot's co-function will be tan. Now as sine and cos are co-function to each other, so similarly cosec and sec would also be co-function to each other. Tan and cot are co-function to each other, so we are done with the co-function. That is the first one. Second one is that the concept of quadrant. Okay, very easy, we can do it very easily. Okay, so let us understand the concept of quadrant here. Okay, so let me rub it off and let me explain you the concept of quadrant here. Okay, dear students, so quadrant you know from the coordinate geometry. So this entire plane I divided into 4 quadrants. Okay, here I tell it is actually 0 degree. Now from 0 degree, if I go into the counterclockwise direction, by the way, you must be aware the counterclockwise direction is the measurement of the positive angle and clockwise direction is the negative one. We will discuss some other day about that angles and all these things. 0 degree, so then you come to counterclockwise direction, then you get the 90 degree. Again you come to the counterclockwise direction, you get 180 degree. Again you come to the 90 degree, in the counterclockwise direction you get 270 degree. And again you go for 90 degree further, in the counterclockwise direction you get 360 degree. So here 0 and 360 degree are actually coinciding in this context. Okay, now we can say in the radian concept also, 0 degree means actually 0 radian, 360 degree means is actually 2 pi radian, 90 degree means it is pi by 2 radian, 180 degree means it is pi radian, 270 degree means it is 3 pi by 2 radian. Okay, dear students, now that from 0 degree to 90 degree we define it is a first quadrant. We say this is the first quadrant. Okay, from 90 degree to 180 degree it is second quadrant. From 180 degree to 270 degree it is third quadrant. And finally from 270 degree to 360 degree it is fourth quadrant. Not a big deal, I hope you are getting. I can say by means of radian, 0 radian to pi by 2 radian, that means 0 degree to 90 degree, first quadrant. 90 degree to 180 degree, that means pi by 2 radian to pi radian, second quadrant. 180 degree to 270 degree, that means pi radian to 3 pi by 2 radian, third quadrant. And 270 degree to 360 degree, that is 3 pi by 2 radian to 2 pi radian, it is a fourth quadrant. Fine. Now in all these quadrant there is a convolution of sign of the trigonometric functions. What is that? In the first quadrant all trigonometric functions are actually positive. And there is one way to remember also, because 0 to 90 degree means what? You can always construct a right angle triangle with one angle between 0 to 90 degree, and you can measure the ratios of this sides of this right angle triangle, which will be always positive, because ratios of two sides of a triangle is always positive. So this is one way also to remember that in the first quadrant all are positive. Okay, in the second quadrant, that is from 90 degree to 180 degree, that is from pi by 2 radian to pi radian, only sine is positive. The moment sine is positive, its reciprocal, that is cosec, that is also positive. Apart from sine and cosec, all are negative in the second quadrant. And in the third quadrant, okay, what we see is that tan is positive. Now as tan is positive, its reciprocal, that is cot, that is also positive. Apart from tan and cot, everything else is negative in the third quadrant. and in the fourth quadrant, that is actually cos is positive in the fourth quadrant. Now as cos is positive, its reciprocal 1 by cos, that is sec, that is also positive. Apart from cos and sec, all trigonometric functions are negative in the fourth quadrant. So in simple terms, we also remember this as ASTC. A means all, S for sine, T for tan, and C for cos, ASTC rule. Okay. Now with the help of these two, that is cofunction and the information of the quadrant, we can find the values of any trigonometric functions of a large angle. Let's look into sine 315 degree. How we are going to find the value of sine 315 degree? The first step, what is the first step? First step is that this 315 degree what we get now, we should divide it by 90. So let's divide 315 degree by 90. What we are going to get? Here it will be 3, 270, remainder will be 5, 4. So what we write? Sine 315 degree is equal to sine of, let me write little larger. Otherwise students are reporting that it is not very clearly visible if it is not larger. So it is sine 3 into 90 degree plus, let me clear it, okay, sine of 3 into 45 degree, sorry, 3 into 90 degree plus 45 degree. So why we are representing like this? I just write it here. We are dividing, first step is that we should divide 315 by 90 and see what is the quotient. Quotient is 3 and remainder is 45. So we can express this 315 is equal to 3 into 90 degree plus 45 degree, that is coming from the Euclid's division lemma what you studied in class 10. Now we look for what is multiplied with 90. That number is even number or odd number. If that number is even number, we will keep it as sine 45 degree, the value of the entire stuff. If it is odd, then we will go for the cofunction. In this case, what is this? It is a cofunction because sine is 90 degrees multiplied with 3, which is an odd number. If it is an odd number, then we should go with sine's cofunction, that is cos 45 degree. With a plus sign or minus sign. Whether it is plus or minus, that depends on this entire angle 315 degree is in which quadrant, and in that quadrant whether sign is positive or not. So what we see, dear students, in the quadrant 315 degree is in the fourth quadrant, and in fourth quadrant sign is negative, so we keep it as negative. So the value of sine 315 degree, that is sine 315 degree, is nothing but equal to the value of minus cos 45 degree. And what is the value of minus cos 45 degree? That is minus 1 by root 2. Let me repeat once. After that we will go to the generic steps, and after that we will compute next two. So first thing is that we got 315 degree. First step is that divide 315 by 90. Note down what is the quotient and what is the remainder. We get the quotient as 3 and remainder as 45. That means sine 315 degree is equal to sine 3 into 90 degree plus 45 degree. Done. Second step, we should look for whether 3 is even or odd. Obviously in this case it is odd. Okay, 3 is odd. As it is odd, so then sine should be changed to its cofunction, that is cos. Okay. Sine's cofunction is cos, so it should be cos 45 degree with a plus sign or minus sign. That depends on that 315 degree is in which quadrant, and in that quadrant sign is positive or not. We see 315 degree is in the fourth quadrant, and in fourth quadrant sign is negative. Only cos and sec is positive, sign is negative, so we keep it here minus sign. That is minus cos 45 degree, that is equal to minus 1 by root 2. Got it, dear students? Okay. Now the next one what we are going to do is that the generic steps what to be followed. Okay, after that we will go through this one. So to know the how to follow the generic steps, so let me write it here. Okay. Okay. So suppose you get a big angle called theta, and you need to find the value of tan of that big angle theta. Big angle, okay, large angle, more than 90 degree, any angle, like that's 1020, 1200, that is also possible. So that theta has to be divided by 90. That means you take that theta divided by 90, you get a quotient. Suppose you get a quotient m, you write something and you get a remainder phi. So what you should write? You should write that is equal to tan m into 90 degree. You can either write 90 degree or pi by 2 plus that angle phi. Obviously this phi has to be less than 90 degree from the Euclid's division lemma. You are dividing by 90 a number, and you are dividing a number by 90, then the remainder should be definitely less than 90. So phi should be less than 90. So that means what is the condition? 0 less than equal to phi less than 90. It cannot be equal to 90 also. Correct? Now we look for what is this m. That is a very important part. First we see whether m is even or odd. If m is even, then what we'll write? We'll write it is tan phi with a positive sign or negative sign. Okay. Now whether positive or negative, that depends on that theta is in which quadrant, and in that quadrant whether tan is positive or not. What we should do? We should look for theta is in which quadrant. To find theta is in which quadrant, we should divide theta by 360 degree. Then we will reach here, and after that we will go to an angle which is less than 360 degree, which will help us to find in which quadrant that angle theta is. And in that quadrant, if tan is positive, we should keep it positive. And in that quadrant, if tan is negative, we should keep it negative. Done. Now if m is odd, in case we find that m is odd, then we will be doing the tan's cofunction. What is tan's cofunction? Is cot. So we should write it as cot phi with a positive or negative sign. Now whether it is positive or negative, I repeat dear students, for that we need to check theta is in which quadrant, and in that quadrant whether tan is positive or not. If tan is positive in that quadrant, we will keep the positive sign, otherwise we will keep the negative sign. Done. So by this we are able to express the large angle of any trigonometric function to a trigonometric ratios, because phi is less than 90 degree. The moment you know phi, so you can always construct a right angle triangle with one angle phi. It is less than 90 degree. Then find the ratios of this distance based on this principle. And done. Now as we learn the generic steps, now let us go to find the value of tan 780 degree. Okay. So let me do it here. The value of tan 780 degree. What we should do? Okay. Tan 780 degree. The first step is that we should divide 780 by 90. So 780 we are dividing by 90. Okay. So it is 8, 720, remainder is 60. So what we get? That is equal to tan, 8 into 90 degree plus 60 degree. Now we should see whether 90 degree, what is multiplied? 8 is even. So it should be tan as it is, tan 60 degree. Now with a plus or minus sign, that depends on that 780 degree is in which quadrant. 780 degree is in which quadrant. To know 780 degrees in which quadrant, we should divide 780 by 360. So we divide 780 by 360. What we will get? We get 4. We get 360 into 4. No. not 4, we get 2 here, okay, 2 here, and then 720, and here you get 60. That means you revolve around 2 times of 360, and after that you go to 60 degree. That means in this quadrant, this is first quadrant. In first quadrant, every trigonometric function is positive, so it should be plus tan 60 degree. That is equal to tan 60. We know what is the value of tan 60. That is equal to root 3. So the value of tan 780 degree is equal to root 3. Now let's find the value of cosec 1200 degree. To find the value of cosec 1200 degree, first we should divide 1200 by 90. Okay, we should divide 1200 by 90. So what we get is that it is 90 0. So that is equal to, we can write is that cosec 13 into 90 degree plus 30 degree. So now 13 is what? Odd. So it should be cosec's cofunction. Cosec's cofunction will be what? It should be sec. And sec of 30 degree with a plus or minus sign. For plus or minus sign, for that we need to know whether it will be plus or minus. For that we need to know whether this 1200 is in which quadrant. To know 1200 is in which quadrant, what we should do? We should do two things. Either we can divide 1200 by 360. Okay, we divide it by 360 and find what is the quotient we are getting and what is the remainder we are getting. So it is 360 into 3. So it is 3, 30, it is 1080. So 0, sorry, 120, yeah. So that means 3 times of 360, that means you come into here, 1, then 2, then 3, you come here, and after that you go to 120. 120 means it is in the second quadrant. In second quadrant only sign is positive, so sec is negative. Sorry, cosec is, sign is positive. As sign is positive, cosec should also be positive, 1 by sign. So we should take the plus sign. I repeat once more. Cosec 1200 degree. The first step is that we divide 1200 degree by 90. Then we get quotient as 13 and remainder is 30. So that is cosec 13 into 90 degree plus 30 degree. Now 13 is odd. Hence, we should take the cofunction of cosec, that is sec. It should be sec 30 degree. Now, whether it will be plus or minus, that depends on 1200 degree is in which quadrant, and in that quadrant, whether cosec is positive or not. We see that 1200 degree, to know 1200 degrees in which quadrant, we should divide 1200 by 360. So, we get the quotient as 3 and remainder is 120. That means, whether it is 3 into 360 or something, whatever, we will always come to here, and after that we will go to 120 degree, that is second quadrant. In the second quadrant, sign is positive. Sign positive means its reciprocal cosec, that is also positive. So that means it has to be, as it is cosec, so it will be plus sec 30 degree. Now we know what is the value of sec 30 degree, that is nothing but 1 by cos 30 degree, that is 2 by root 3, correct? That is 2 by root 3. In this same principle, you can find the value of any trigonometric functions of any large angle. Please do let me know how you find my session, provide your comments, and do let me know what are the next topic you want to learn, and I will do the needful. Thank you very much.